guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by Always More Sims here on YouTube, and this is the second part of my Turtle View speed build. So in case you might not have seen the first part of this, I'm sick, and I actually recorded the first part of this earlier, like voiced over. And I didn't sound nearly as bad, but now I really sound sick because of, I think, how much I've been talking. So, I'm actually going to talk about the name Turtle View really quick because I completely forgot to in the last part. So the lane that this house is on, like the address, I believe is like 34 Turtle View Drive, I'm thinking, something like that. Well, it's right on, like, if you could easily have your Sims go to the beach, like, from this lot because it's right next to the shore. And I'm like, well, Tuttle sounds like turtle. Turtles are in the ocean. You know, why not? We'll just call it Turtle. And then I'm like, well, what do I put behind it? Because I'm not calling the house just Turtle. And Turtle View. So I'm like, oh, we'll just call it Turtle View. And so, yeah, plus I feel like the kind of greenish color on the outside suits that. So, yeah. I started coughing now, which is great. In the last part I was pretty much just sniffling. And now I'm coughing. I sound so much worse. I'm really sorry. But I want to make sure that this is able to go up Friday. So yeah, the last part I talked about quite a few things. I talked about my game and, you know, what happened, you know, what's been going on with it like the past 2 months before I got it up and working again. I also talked about, you know, I explained why it was doing that, and then I talked about my grandma, which made things a lot sadder. I didn't mean for it to be sad, but I had mentioned it in Not So Berry, like the few parts of that I posted, and just for anyone who was curious, like what was actually going on. Plus I kind of felt like I needed to talk to someone about it. So you guys are the lucky winners. But this part, I'm going to talk about a Halloween party that I was working. See, at my school, we have a Halloween party for 5th graders. That the 5th graders get to dress up, and they'll come, and, you know, we lead them around the school, and they participate in all these activities. Well, I love working this. I love kids, unless it's my brother. But I was Harley Quinn last year. I was Harley Quinn this year. I keep saying I'm sorry. But I was Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, and this year I have to say it looked a lot better than last year. Cause last year I forgot like a couple parts of the costume. My hair looked better last year because, like, the day before, whenever I get my hair cut, the woman who cuts my hair likes to, like, she'll braid it or she'll curl it, because I can braid my hair, but I have a really hard time curling it. The curl never stays, or they're never the same lengths. Like, one's really tight, the other one's really loose, and one's really short and the other one's really long. One just looks really weird. You know, that's how it always happens. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm doing it all the exact same way, they always turn out completely different. So she had curled my hair, and when I saw she was curling my hair last year, I'm like, oh, can you put it up in, like, pigtails? And I showed her a picture of Margot Robbie, and she's like, oh, yeah, I can try and do that. So last year my hair looked better, but this year, like, my costume in general looked better, because I like going all out. I do the makeup. Last year I drew all the tattoos, and this year I ended up drawing most of them, but I had one of those, like, you know, you get a wet washcloth, and you, like, pat the tattoo onto your arm. I actually still have part of the arm tattoo on because it has come off very slowly. So that Halloween party was like 3 weeks ago, and I still have the tattoo on, and then I have one that still hasn't washed off my leg. It's like the little tick marks. If you've seen her tattoos, you'll know that she has like tally marks, and those have not washed on my leg. But I had to write all the other ones. And I actually did it in eyeliner. But like this is the only time I will wear makeup. I'm not a big makeup person, to be honest. I just don't really care for it. It makes my skin break out most of the time, and so I don't wear it. But for Harley, I go all out. I dye my hair. I have the shirt. I have like netted tights, but most of these things are things that I have at home. I have not gone out except for the shirt and the tattoos that I wore. That I wore, like specifically for these things. So I had black little fingerless gloves that I wore. I had, fishnet tights, and I wore combat boots, and I wore jean shorts. I'm not going to be wearing, the Harley Quinn, they look like underwear. I'm not wearing that. But I went all out. And this year I brought a bat. Last year I did not, because last year I got put on making bracelets. This year I was a group leader. And this is actually like the main story, like being the group leader. Because I had, there was a partner that was with me. But I could tell that she didn't really care, because before our group of kids, because we had 10 or 11 kids in my group, and before we even made it to the first station, my partner had wandered off and left me with all, 10, 11 kids. And I'm like, oh, this is, great. But the thing is, I'm used to being with children, so I think I did pretty well. I never broke character. They kept asking me what my real name was. I'm like, Harley. It's Harley. Harley. Harley's the only answer you're gonna get. Harley does not sound good when she's sick. Okay. But yeah, I was doing the accent. I was, oh, Puddin' would love this, or something like that. And it was really fun. And then we're like at our third or fourth station, and I see this group of girls standing over to the side. A group of, I think 7 or 8 kids standing over to the side. And I approached them. I'm like, where's your group leader? Remember, I'm still Harley. I'm like, where's your group leader? And they're like, our group leaders kind of ditched us. That means both of the group leaders just left them by themselves. And I'm like, what? That, I feel, was just crazy, okay? Because when I've done this before, there's always supposed to be a group leader there. And when these kids did not have a group leader, I was honestly kind of mad that, these kids, the other students at my school, signed up to help with this. And then they abandoned the kids they're assigned to go hang out with their other friends. See, because this is what happened last year, too. Whenever I've helped, I'm always left by myself, because last year when I did it, when I was in charge of the bracelets, I had another person with me, and she left to go talk with her friends and chill out on their phones. I'm like, no, you signed up to help with this. You help. You don't just wander off. But yeah, I had about 20 kids with me by the time the night was over, because I was not going to let those group of girls over to the side not have a group leader, stand there, do nothing, or running around without anyone. So that was plenty interesting. The high schoolers that were working it, so me and the other group leaders, station leaders, stuff like that, we were not allowed to participate in the costume contest at the end. And if I had known how my principal was going to do it, I would have butt in and said, when he was going to announce first place, it's me, and I would thank you so much, and because I do stuff like that. Any other time, no, I will not talk with other people. But when I get to do stuff like this, I am such an extrovert. I love performing because I've been in a couple plays. I love playing my guitar and singing for people. I'm really good at giving presentations. But when I have to, like, when I'm put into a group with, like, other students or something and we have to, like, talk, no, I don't want to talk to any of them. I'm completely closed in. Just don't bother me. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't want to be in a group with you. I don't want to be in a group with anyone. Just let me work by myself. That's, like, the kind of person I am. So most of the time I'm introverted, but, you know, whenever I have to present something, I'm rather extroverted. So, yeah. But if I had known that he was going to, like, how he was going to announce who won, which, by the way, was Mary Poppins, which that costume was so cute. Like, a little girl dressed up as Mary Poppins. It was so cute. And then I don't understand why the boy won, because he was dressed up like a scary clown. But the thing is, there were like 3 other kids that were dressed like really similar, that they were wearing really similar outfits, like maybe different colors with like different masks. And I'm like, so what was so special about this kid? I didn't understand. But my principal had announced that it was first place this person, second place this person, because he had like, okay, third place is this person. And then like he'd ask you to, like, he asked the kids to cheer whenever he put his hand over one of the kids' heads, and it got really, really loud. I swear my eardrums were bursting. Those kids were so loud. But like, he would hold a hand over, say, like, Mary Poppins' head, and, you know, the kids would all scream. And then, like, if the next person he held his hand over, I believe it was, like, there was Bloody Mary, and I think she got third place. And so the screams were less for Bloody Mary. He's like, okay, third place winner! And he did that. And then there was Crazy Cat Lady and Mary Poppins. Because the Crazy Cat Lady was a girl who was in, like, a robe, had curlers in her hair, and then she had, like, plush kittens, like, glued or something to her robe. It was really cute. And, you know, put his hands above their heads. The kids cheer. Mary Poppins had, you know, a louder cheer. But with the girl in the cat stuff, on like the Crazy Cat Lady uniform, I almost would have thought, if it had been me, that like when he went, you know, Crazy Cat Lady, he says like her name last. He went Mary Poppins, first place. Crazy Cat Lady, second place. I would have been like, you need to do it the other way around. And if you had done it the other way around, I would have, you know, gone up and be like, oh, thank you, I knew I would have won. And I had all these kids approaching me afterwards, because that's when the parents were supposed to come pick them up, and they're like, oh, you should have won. I'm like, but I'm not a kid here. I'm Harley. I'm the group leader. And, you know, stuff like that. And I had little girls asking me to give them, like, kisses on their cheeks, and so then they had, like, red lipstick on their cheek. It was so cute. I liked the night. I hated how, like, my fellow students acted with completely abandoning these kids, or just not giving enough, you know, not caring enough. So they're just like, yeah, whatever, do whatever, I don't really care. Like, no, I had my phone on me, but the thing is, I only took it out when I was checking the time. It just made me mad. Speaking of Harley and Halloween, though, and I did kind of dress up like Harley on Halloween. I mean, I put my hair in pigtails, and I have another Harley shirt that doesn't look like the Daddy's Little Monster shirt. I mean, it says Daddy's Little Monster on it, but it looks more like a baseball tee. So, but anyways, Harley and Halloween special, like Halloween. Go check out the Harley Halloween special, where I killed the land grabs. It did not go how I was hoping it would go, to be honest. I was hoping we were going to get to kill more people. But it didn't. It just wasn't working out. So, I mean, it was pretty interesting, though. You know, to have all 3 of them die. And how, like, mad Malcolm and Nancy got at each other. Like, they were so angry with each other. It was so funny. So I guess I'll talk about the house a little bit. So as you can see, this is the decorating segment, in case I haven't already said that. I've done the kitchen and I've done the dining room. I actually quite like the kitchen. I think it's really cute. I don't know, though, about having those two rugs, like the same exact rug, so close to each other. I don't know. I might change it in the future. I mean, I like it, but like I said, I feel like they're just a little too close and being the same pattern and the same colors. But I really liked the navy blue and the green, so I decided to, keep the color scheme. And if you're wondering why, like, if you, again, have not watched the last part of this speed build, the game is very laggy. It takes, like, whenever I open a new category, it takes forever for stuff to load. I don't like that, and I don't know why that is all of a sudden, but it is very annoying. Sorry. Yeah, I think my voice is trying to tell me you've talked way too much tonight, so stop already. But yeah, I really actually like this little thing over here. I needed something. I felt like the area was too empty, but I don't know what to put on the floor, like when there's such that huge open space, but like there's no real reason for it. What do I put there? So I put this in over to the side, and I actually feel like it took up quite a bit of space despite being against the wall. It made it feel like there's not as much space open. At least to me it does. So, yep. I know in building this house, I love the game Alice Madness Returns. Okay, I love American McGee Alice games. And the fact that it's rumored that he's working on a third one, I think it's called like Asylum or something. It's supposed to be a prequel to the first game. I'm really excited. I really hope that it happens because like I said, I love his games. Here I go saying again all the time. But I believe it's Gamer's Little Playground. Is that what yeah. It's a channel on YouTube, and they will take games and they'll do like just the cutscenes or like the story-based parts. I watch this channel all the time for Alice. It's like they're like little movies made out of games, if that makes any sense. I'll watch it with the Batman Arkham games, or like they'll take certain characters like I actually have it pulled up right here that I've been watching Alice. And if I scroll down, there's Harley Quinn's story from the Arkham series. So it's going to be any scene with Harley in it from the Arkham games, all combined into one video. And that's what they've done with Alice. I have literally watched... This is like the only thing I was watching when I was building this house. I kept putting it on repeat. I kept starting it over and stuff. Because I really like the game. I mean, I have pretty much the whole thing memorized by now. I have the game. I've almost finished it, but the thing is, I knew how it ended before I even had the game. Because I'd seen someone do a Let's Play of it. I can't remember who. But I already knew how it ended, so I had kind of spoiled it for myself, which I don't like that I did, but I did. It's still a really good game, and I watched it multiple times. I've watched this little movie. It's called Alice Madness Returns Game Movie. I'll just read what the description says. Alice Madness Returns is the excellent follow-up to American McGee Alice. And yes, his name is actually American. And from what I've, because I've looked into him a little bit, because I've just been, curious. He's lived in Mexico, and he's currently living in Shanghai, China, even though his name is American. I just kind of find that ironic. But anyways, Alice Madness Returns is the excellent follow-up to American McGee Alice, which came out in 2001, I believe, and this came out in 2011, I believe. Anyways, this game is often overlooked, but it does a wonderful job of taking you into a twisted and demented mind of Alice in Wonderland. Not many games capture their intended atmosphere like this Madness Returns. The story follows Alice Little, a girl suffering from emotional trauma caused by the death of her parents. Alice was discharged from a psychiatric clinic and now lives in an orphanage for mentally traumatized orphans under the care of Dr. Angus Bumby. To get rid of the trauma and learn the truth about her past, she once again falls into Wonderland, where a new evil force has corrupted it. As always, we include relevant gameplay, important dialogue, and all cutscenes to create one fluid cinematic experience. We hope you enjoy. So, basically the first game, which I don't have, because I got Alice Madness Returns for my birthday, but my parents got it from GameStop, because they said that they couldn't find it at Walmart, they couldn't find it at Best Buy, or any place like that. So they found it at they found it at GameStop, along with one of the other games that I wanted, which was Beyond Two Souls. I love that game. But because if you got the game packaged and sealed, brand new from, Walmart or Best Buy or whatever, then it came with a free installation code for American McGee's Alice, the first game. But because my game was used, we bought it used, it does not have the code, sadly. But basically, in the first game, Alice, she's been diagnosed as insane because her family died in a fire and Alice survived. And you go through the game. It's a twisted, really dark version of Wonderland. Hatter's a bad guy. He tortures Dormouse and March Hare. He runs almost his own version of the insane asylum, but the thing is, he's not trying to help the children and the people there. He is actually experimenting on them. And then, the Red Queen is, of course, still quite insane, looking to kill Alice. And basically the premise is the Red Queen equals insanity. Get rid of the Red Queen, you're no longer insane. So Alice is trying to defeat the Red Queen. At the end of the game, she is released from Rutledge Asylum, which is what her insane asylum, the insane asylum she was at, was called. Now here it is in Alice Madness Returns, years later, and Alice might be relapsing into madness. She is staying, like the description I read said, she's staying with Dr. Angus Bumby, who is a doctor that tries to help, tortured children forget, not tortured, but mentally, traumatized. That's the word I'm looking for. He's trying to help traumatized children forget. But as the story goes along, Alice, she went to Dr. Bumby for help. She wants to forget the fire, but then she doesn't want to forget the fire, because she fears that if she forgets the fire, she'll forget her family. But she also blames herself for her family's death. She believes that she killed them, that it was her fault. She should have died along with them. And over the course of the game, Alice starts to unlock her memories almost. She starts to piece together what could have happened. At first she believes that because she was the last one in the library, and the library is where the fire started, and since this is in the Victorian era, it's gas lamps and stuff like that. So she believes that since she was the last one in the library, the log that she had to the grate of the fire wasn't dead, that it was still burning, and so that could have started the fire. Then she starts to think that the cat must have done it, that the cat knocked over something, but she doesn't want to believe that her cat did it. Then she starts to piece together that no, the cat was in the room with her. She doesn't believe that the log in the fire did that. She doesn't believe that that's what happened. Because with the cat, they think that like the cat must have knocked over a lamp that was still burning, started it that way. But no, Alice is like, no, I had the lamp and the cat with me in my room. And then, her sister, she does have a sister in the game, an older sister that died named Lizzie. And Lizzie hated locked doors, yet her door was locked when the fire happened. Alice had heard voices like someone talking next door in Lizzie's room. And she thought it was Lizzie talking in her sleep. Eventually pieces together that no, it wasn't. There was someone in Lizzie's room. Someone, hurt Lizzie and then started the fire downstairs to cover up their tracks. And Alice shouldn't have lived, but she did because she had still been awake or something like that. Or anyways, you're finding out what happened, and at the end of the game, Cheshire's in it. Cheshire looks so mangled, and he's just mangy, and I love Cheshire, though. I do love Cheshire. He's like, oh, Alice, can't go home again. No surprise, really. And he's like, remembering something is, agonizing, but it's, like, worth it when you do. And so basically, Alice is back to being insane, because she confronts her family's killer, ends up actually, it's not, I don't know if she actually kills the person that killed her family, started the fire in her house or not, because it's rather unclear if Alice is just imagining everything, because she will go from being in London to Wonderland, back to London, back to Wonderland, like back and forth, and then like mashed together. That like she'll be walking along the streets and suddenly like mushrooms are starting to appear on the side, and whatever's happening in Wonderland is suddenly like, the sky in Wonderland has become like all beige-ish colored, and the sky of London is turning beige, and it's just stuff like that. So I don't know if she's actually imagining all of this, if it's all actually like happening and she's just like twisting it in her head. I don't actually know. It's rather confusing. But it's a really good game. Totally recommend that you play it. It's really good. It's probably one of my favorite games now. I absolutely love it. And see, I'm not actually a fan of the Alice in Wonderland from Disney. I've seen it, and I'm just not the biggest fan. I like the twisted version of it. I feel that with me, I like, there's the Grimm brothers that wrote, all these twisted fairy tales. I like the Grimm version of fairy tales more than I like the Disney version. And it's really weird, but I do. I like the twisted side of things in these stories more than I seem to like the happily ever after version of the story. It's really weird. But no, I guess I'll keep talking about the house because the video is almost over. I'm gonna cough first. Okay. So, as you saw those flowers out front, using the purple, white, and pink flowers have become like my favorite combination of, like, those are my favorite bushes with the flowers on them. I really prefer using those three colors. And now there's a lot of parking spots, and I like to sort of angle them to make it look more realistic. That is something I love to do, is make the cars look as realistically parked as I can. I do quite like doing that. And then onto the backyard. I didn't know what that tree thing was. It was from the store. I didn't really remember what it was, so that's why I was looking at, I think it was like the tree of prosperity or prosperity, something like that. And yeah, I'm putting in a little kids area back here. I meant to put in a grill area, but I didn't. I did put in a little fire pit though, and I didn't decorate the deck, and I have reasons for all of this. I want to kind of decorate things as I go along. I don't want everything to be just pre-decorated, because then I feel like I don't have anything to really go for. Because I feel like in my series anymore, it's always very easy because money is never really a problem. But I kind of wanted the challenge. We still actually have some money, about 9,000 simoleons if I'm remembering correctly, because I have actually moved them into the house already because I wanted to get some pictures. I wanted to get the picture that I actually have for the thumbnail of the video. So yeah, I don't know, I think it's a really cute house. So, and then that's what I did with the bedroom. So I actually gotta go. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys.